Cannibals. Vampires. Murderers who feed on humans.
There were so many murders in this case. They were so violent and gruesome.
Driven by desires and delusions.
I want to know what it is to be a vampire.
Where did their shocking crimes fit into those considered most evil? A scale exists to measure the darkest corners of human behavior. From impulse killings to madness-fueled violence. Calculated acts of cruelty, torture, and brutality. Forensics now reveals those among us who are most evil. Cannibals, vampires. Their acts have been called the ultimate taboo. They not only murder, but consume victims as well. Why do some killers cross the line into evil's darkest corners? In Germany, Armin Meiwes prowls internet chat rooms, hunting for a dinner guest. He eats the victim. Delusions tell Richard Chase he must consume human organs and blood, or he will die. His rampage claims 6. In Florida, Rod Farrell believes he is a vampire. His twisted fantasy takes the lives of 2 people. Fueled by delusion, fantasy, and even a desire for pleasure, these killers are propelled to commit evil acts. But not all killers are equal. What separates these killers and the fantasies that propel them? Now there is a scale with 22 levels that decodes a killer's motive, method, and mind. The more heinous the crime and the more rational the perpetrator, the higher the criminal is placed on the scale. Creator of the scale, Dr. Michael Stone, forensic psychiatrist from Columbia University.
Cannibalism and consuming human blood, that is, vampirism, awaken our most ancient and intense fears. These are not simple crimes of murder or violence. Rather, they are acts that violate all the boundaries between right and wrong that we have established as a society.
What is the source of these violent predators' darkest desires? And what causes some of them to be overtaken by madness and others to torture and kill for pleasure? To delve into the world of cannibalism, Dr. Stone starts with one of the world's most recent and notorious cases. The case of Armin Meiwes. In 2001, Germany. 41-year-old Armin Meiwes invites a man he met on the internet over for dinner. The meal will consist of red wine, fruit, and the main course will be the guest himself. Meiwes kills and dissects the victim. For the next few months, he will slowly consume him. Each meal is prepared with intricate care, savoring every bite with a carefully chosen wine. Why would someone not only kill, but also consume their victim? What is the motivation for such a grisly crime?
Cannibalism has always been considered the most gruesome of crimes, for it is a crime that transgresses against the most sacred rules for living as civilized creatures, that we do not tear the flesh, devour, and annihilate another human being.
1969. Armin Meiwes is a happy child. He spends his days playing with his 2 half-brothers and building model houses. But Armin's world crumbles. Shortly after his 6th birthday, his father leaves home, never to return. That same year, Armin's half-brothers abandon him to live with their biological father. Armin is devastated. He is left to live alone with his domineering mother. His days are now filled with joyless, menial tasks. Under the watchful eye of his mother, Meiwes is given endless chores around their dilapidated house. His mother refuses to let him play with neighborhood children. Though it is the 1970s, Armin is forced to wear traditional lederhosen to school. He is mocked by his classmates. Isolated, with few friends, Armin begins to develop disturbing habits. He spends hours dissecting dolls, taking them apart piece by piece. Grilling their body parts. Armin is fascinated with the human body. He creates an imaginary brother. He begins to have fantasies about dissecting a body and eating human flesh. With time, his secret fantasy grows in intensity.
Meiwes gives a picture of violent desires, stretching back to his earliest years. The control and abuse exhibited by his mother, and his detachment from the world after his father and brother leave, push him toward an obsession with the only world where he can be happy, the world of fantasy.
As an adult, Meiwes' mother continues her controlling and abusive presence. She chaperones him on dates and insists on attending social functions as his escort. He is unable to form lasting relationships. His isolation drives him to look for companionship on the internet. His childhood fantasies of cannibalism take on a sexual tinge. He spends hours trolling the internet, looking for a young, physically fit man that he can not only have sex with, but also eat. In 1999, when Meiwes is 37, his mother dies. Free from his mother's controlling grip, his focus turns from a life of servitude to one of self-gratification. He posts advertisements on the internet for victims willing to let him eat them. The email address, anthropophagus, an ancient Greek term for cannibal.
Meiwes' fantasy world becomes all the more bizarre thanks to his isolation from his peers and his inability to form close attachments to anyone. To deal with this overwhelming loss, Meiwes seeks to restore that loss symbolically by taking into himself another person.
2 years after beginning his quest, Meiwes' fantasy starts to become reality. 43-year-old Bernd Brandes answers an internet posting. He offers himself to Meiwes with the simple phrase, "I hope you find me tasty." On March 9, 2001, Bernd Brandes visits Armin Meiwes' house. He is a willing participant in Meiwes' fantasy. Meiwes feeds him a cocktail of sleeping pills and cough medicine. Brandes slips into unconsciousness. For Meiwes, it is the pinnacle of a lifelong fantasy. After a kiss, he stabs Brandes to death. He drains the blood out of the lifeless body. He intricately dissects and freezes 44 pounds of flesh, enough to satisfy his craving for several months. After he finishes Brandes' body, he goes looking for new victims. 5 months after killing Brandes, Meiwes posts a new ad. He wants another willing victim. He boasts of the slaughter on an internet chat room. a user contacts police. Maives is arrested. Police find the remains of Brandes and a videotape depicting the murder. The video is so disturbing, investigators seek psychological counseling for themselves. Maives is eventually convicted of murder, and in May of 2006 is sentenced to life in prison. Dr. Stone considers the crimes of Armin Maives.
Maives displays the signs of many fantasy-based egotistical killers. His lack of psychopathic tendencies and his rational demeanor before, during, and after the murder is what sets him apart. The bloodletting and dissection of Brandes would lead me to place Maives at level 14.